What's going on, everybody? TJ the Lead Sling'n Ginger here, coming at you again with another live edition of Sling'n Lead, the live show. Joining me again tonight, as always, is my dear friend Kent Hauer of Green Mountain Defense. Kent, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Now, if you guys have noticed, we're taking the tone down a little bit. We got the dim lights going. We're going to talk to you guys about a special topic: concealed carry for beginners. But before we get into that, let's do some shout-outs. First of all, to Right On Optics. Please go check out rightonoptics.com. Right On Optics is the choice of optics carriers and manufacturers for the Lead Sling'n Ginger channel. Code TRamsey will get you 15%. That's 15% at checkout, you cheapskates. But head on over to rightonoptics.com. Tell them TJ sent you, and go give them a holler. Yeah, I think you'll like what they have to offer. So now that that's out of the way, Kent, what's been new in your world, man? Any new guns, new toys, new tricks of the trade?
Yeah. I realized I was shifting my head too far to the right on my concealed carry draw. Don't know where I picked that up, but I was doing this little, like, turtle thing.
Oh, so when you go to draw your pistol, you're like...
Yeah, kind of like that, actually, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Slightly less retarded than that, but not by much.
A bit of a training scar you've picked up, right?
I done filmed myself, and it didn't look so good, so I got some fixing to do. Yeah.
Right. So my Roland Special is coming along. As you guys saw, as a matter of fact, I've got it right here. The Trigicon RMR. It's so pretty in its little box.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's weird how that happens. I don't know. Get it. But yeah, so excited about that. Looking forward to getting that thing put together. But yeah, so let's talk about the topic of the night. So by request, we have been asked to discuss concealed carry for beginners.
Yeah.
Now this is a topic that we've kind of touched on throughout many of our episodes, but we really haven't done like just a single solitary episode devoted completely to the topic. And I think it's about time we did that.
Yeah, man. So shout out to I'm not going to say his full name, but Paul. We'll just leave it at Paul for this suggestion. He hit me up on Facebook and he said, "Yo, you guys should do a beginner show." And I said, "Yo, that's absolutely correct," because we ran out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there comes a point where you got to put the tactical stuff aside and just dress like you own 5 cats in a studio apartment.
Hey, TJ.
Yeah.
I think YouTube just threw us off.
What?
Wait, hang on, check this shit. If this is still live, I'm sorry, but if you're still watching this, but where is my fucking mouse? Here it is. I'm going to give you a little screen share.
No, let's see, we're still going.
Okay, we'll check out what's on my screen. You see this?
I mean, not yet.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Hit refresh, but I'm still seeing us on YouTube.
Okay, that's weird. All right. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now I got to stop screen sharing somehow. Okay, there we go. Let's see what happens when I refresh our thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it liked us. Oh, there we are.
See, this is why it helps to have friends who are IT guys by trade.
Dude, that was weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to the topic at hand. Concealed carry. You were giving a shout out to Paul for recommending the topic.
Paul, good man. Thank you for your help.
Outstanding. So with that, I think the most important, or arguably the most important place to start is one, making the decision to carry a firearm. To no longer outsource the protection of yourself, your family, and those around you, and take ownership of your life and carry a gun. That's the first step. If you're really not going to dedicate yourself to it, you're going to open up opportunities for complacency to move in. You're going to be one of those guys that instead of an everyday carry, it's going to be a maybe every day I carry, or some days I carry. And those days that you don't carry, probably going to be the days you end up needing it. So it really is a lifestyle, and I would certainly recommend that. It, well, it's a lifestyle and it's a huge responsibility. So you really need to weigh that responsibility and all of the intricacies that go along with this type of life, and acknowledge that you are going to be a responsible person. Now, with that,
Yeah.
I would advise the first thing that you do, or one of the first things you do, aside from acknowledging the responsibility and accepting that responsibility, and that is research and seek out knowledge and uh, education on the laws in your state. So, Kent, do you do a lot with law? Yeah, you do classes all the time. How often
Yeah.
does law come up with you?
Come up all the time. I give a few standard caveat answers. Number one, I'm not nearly smart enough to be your lawyer or anyone's lawyer. Um, Number two, look up state statutes. Facebook is not the place for legal advice, right? Nor is YouTube. So, like, what I'm going to say here is very simple. Go to your state's statute website, hit Control F, and look up self defense, look up castle doctrine, look up deadly force, look up the applicable statutes that have something to do with using deadly force on another human being in your state and states that you're in quite frequently. There are good sources for this stuff. There's a couple pretty dedicated, Adam Kraut and Josh Prince are well-known gun lawyers. Adam does a lot of very good firearms-related content. He also happens to be from PA, so that's a plus for me. But seek out good quality legal information and know the law, and realize that the law changes. So don't look up something that's 6 years old and assume that you're good to go. Don't assume anything.
Yeah,
And
actually, I've got a good case in point for that. So recently, most of you out there probably know that I also make knives, and looking up some of the knife laws and stuff like that for various states for my clients and in the respect of that business, I actually got onto the topic of looking up brass knuckles, because I've seen on Instagram there's a couple people that post stuff like that on there, and I noticed that some of them were in here in Tennessee, and I was wondering, hey, I wonder if these laws had changed. Because traditionally brass knuckles have always been considered a weapon of brutes, and I'm using direct quotes there. Typically, it is considered a brutish weapon. So are blackjacks and billy clubs and all that other stuff. But with that, I was looking, and I did not see any mention of them in the laws that I was searching. And come to find out, the ones that I was looking up were from, I think, 2013, and the laws had been specifically amended in 2017 to include the terminology of brass knuckles. So context is everything, and apparently so is timing. So, yeah.
Do your homework. And again, just this is, and I'm just going to give you just a quick. You're a victim of your frame of reference on some of this stuff, so be careful where you're getting your information. Your uncle, who's a cop, doesn't know the law and isn't a lawyer. No offense to him.
No, hey, I've got to interrupt you on that. So another case in point. So I used to work at a gun store in Tampa, Florida, and we had two different books behind the counter. One of those books we sold in volume. We had multiple instances of, we had many copies of that book that we actually sold. But we had the book of Florida state statutes, the actual book, what they teach in the law enforcement academy, because it came from a guy who was going through the academy, and when he was done with it, he got a fresh copy and gave the other copy to us. The laws in that book, I want you to remember, this is what they are teaching the cops at police school in Tampa, Florida, at least. The statutes concerning concealed weapons and handguns, rifles, knives, all that stuff consisted of about 5 pages. We had a self-defense attorney write a book on the topic of just concealed handguns or concealed firearms for the state of Florida in accordance with the law. It was like 500 pages.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
keep that in mind. Yeah, cops, God love you guys, but that I think that the various municipalities are doing you an injustice by not teaching you properly how to identify and deal with firearms.
Yeah, I mean the old saying goes, right? A cop has to be a firefighter, a medic, a social worker, a professional driver, good with his hands, good on his feet, a marketing person, and oh by the way, he's got to know the law. Like these poor guys and girls have 11 jobs to do, so don't expect them to be experts in any one topic. No different than my so and so is a cop, so I learned to shoot from him or her.
Right.
They've got a lot on their plate, and being
There's
a
also different rules that they have to abide by.
yeah, absolutely. So you can't expect somebody to be a subject matter expert in every one of these things just because they have one or the other topic. I struggle with the term subject matter expert. I don't even know that I would refer to myself as one in any topic yet. And
Neither would I.
you know what I mean? It's crazy all the level of information that's out there. But bottom line, know the law. That's where we were going with that.
Yeah,
So what's
absolutely.
next?
Absolutely. So training naturally
Training.
is going to come along with that. Seek out training, and that does not include the CCW permit class. Kent, you and I were talking about this earlier today. The
So
CCW permit class is not training.
y'all were 15 years old sometime, and you got a driver's permit, learner's permit, I guess they call it in most states. And you guys went down to the DMV and you took a eye test and you took a road test and you proved some basic knowledge, and they gave you a little document that says you're good to go to drive on the roads. Would any of you who went through that assume that you were a trained driver? Would you say, "Oh, I got driving training"? Hell no, that's not driving training.
Nope.
No more is that driving training than checking the box in a concealed carry class firearms training. And I'm not knocking at all CCW instructors, because there's a lot of guys and girls out there who have a lot to offer, but their 4-hour CCW class is not firearms training. And if a company is offering, if a company called ABC Firearms Training in Pennsylvania is offering a concealed carry class, it is not training just because they offer other types of firearms training. If they've got 4, 5, 6 different course curriculum they teach, and CCW is one of them, I think most good instructors would tell you the CCW curriculum is not considered training. So
Right.
all you're doing is checking the box.
Yeah, I used to teach the CCW permit class here in Tennessee, and the state dictates the curriculum. So I don't care if Clint Smith, the god of Thunder Ranch himself, comes and teaches your CCW class in the state of Tennessee. As awesome as he is as an instructor, and all the knowledge and skills that he brings to the table, he is bound by the regulations for the state on what he can teach for that class.
I'm picturing Clint Smith teaching CCW. Shoot him in the face. Class dismissed.
That's a CC. I'd go to that one. I'll be honest.
I would absolutely pay to go to that CCW class. That'd be fantastic.
I wouldn't even care if I failed the test. I just want to watch.
Yeah, right. So here's the thing: seek out confidence training. If you're in Central Pennsylvania, I'd love to help you. There's a lot of good people out there, though. While we're on the subject of what is and is not training, the core curriculum NRA basic stuff isn't fantastic either.
I will put it above the CCW class, though.
Oh boy, not by much, but yeah. If you want to learn about deflagration, lands and grooves, and you want me to teach you how to shoot a pistol from 25 yards seated with a sandbag, come on down to an NRA class. But anywho, how to find a good trainer. Peer-reviewed stuff. YouTube shot timer magic does not make somebody a good trainer. A good trainer is somebody who can see what you are doing wrong and diagnose that mistake, even in themselves. I took some video of myself drawing a handgun, and I went, what in the name of the devil's hell am I doing with my head? I got to fix that shit. Where it came from, no idea. But guys and girls, coaches are good coaches for a reason. They are very good at seeing what you're doing and diagnosing it. There's a million well-known schools out there. I don't think we're going to delve into what's good and bad training as far as like naming every individual school. But what I would say is, buy once, cry once on this stuff. Some dude who's rented out, $50 for a range for an hour may or may not be helpful to you. In my case, I offer private training. Maybe that's something you might want to look into, but just be careful, consider the source. And the only other thing I'll say on the training segment is apply some realism to what you're actually trying to learn to do. You're trying to learn to get a handgun out from concealment, probably in public, and stop that evil person from doing whatever it is that they are doing that you want them to stop doing. Whether or not a guy was a Super Navy Delta SEAL Marine Ranger and was real good at jumping out of helicopters and shooting people in the face with rifles, that dude may be an excellent instructor because he's taught guys in the military how to do dangerous shit. He may be an excellent athlete. He may be an excellent shooter. But if you don't jive with him and you're not understanding what he's putting out for you, then just because he's the super duper awesome American hero doesn't mean he's the right trainer for you. And there's a million of those dudes who are, and there's a million of those dudes who aren't. There's plenty of guys like me who have a regular day job who happen to be halfway decent at shooting who could teach you how to run a pistol better. So don't necessarily get caught up in the bravado and the cult of personality stuff. And, everybody has somebody they like and somebody whose personality they jive with and stuff like that. But you're going to spend some money, for a quality training course for a 2-day weekend. You're looking somewhere in the neighborhood of $200 a day, $400 for 16 hours. You might be talking a hotel room. You might be talking significant travel, if not air travel, at least a far drive. 1,000 rounds of ammunition. You're looking at $1,000 to $1,500 weekend pretty easily. Buy once, cry once. I mean, don't just willy-nilly click on the first thing you see.
So I will capitalize on that and say and agree with you wholeheartedly on the buy once, cry once. But that doesn't mean that you have to buy once, cry once just because the cost will make you cry. Kent touched on it, but the reputation. Make sure it's a quality instructor. You'll have all kind, just like the shot timer gods of Instagram and whatnot that get out there and can run and gun with the best of them. They could easily, somebody like that could easily charge $400+ for a training session. And they might even have demonstrable skill to show that, yes, they know how to run and gun. However, they might not be a good instructor. They might not be a good teacher. So buy once, cry once, but buy smartly, then cry.
Yeah. And, we've all been the victim of less than stellar training at one time or another. What I would say is please, number one, read AARs. After action reports is a good thing to look up. That's a term to Google. So instructor's name and AAR. And write them.
I will say that while we do harp on the social media aspect of it, social media with regards to researching an instructor, a lot of people aren't writing like formal AARs. Right. But they will put feedback. If that instructor or that school has a Facebook page, and I guarantee you they probably do, there are people out there that have written reviews.
Yep.
That goes into the doing your homework theme of tonight's discussion as well.
And it's hard to get people to write reviews.
Yeah. But about everybody, even those people that are hesitant to write a review, most of them will go and do something on Facebook. Yep. More importantly, if they had a horrible time. Like whenever I buy a product, I don't care what it is, Amazon training, a chair off of Amazon or IKEA or whatever the case might be, I always sort by the 1-star and 2-star ratings first, because anybody can say a few good things, and I'm sure whatever they say is going to be fantastic if it's a 4 or 5-star review. But those 1 and 2-star, I won't let it sway my decision, but I'll certainly let it be the first metrics that go on the scale.
Yep.
So, and generally you can find the people where it's a user error too. Like this class sucked because I never learned to read. Like, okay, I can tell by the lack of your punctuation that the problem is probably you and not the instructor, but thank you for playing.
I took red dot pistol with a Taurus 41 Magnum, and I was unable to do the 10-round drill. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So, but hey, with that, shameless plug again, time. Speaking of instruction and quality instruction, you're hosting a class coming up still, right?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, if you haven't signed up, you can't sign up because we sold the son of a gun. It's sold out. But Modern Samurai Project is good enough to come up to Lewisberry, PA on 13 and 14 April. And there's going to be a bunch of us tactical Timothys out there learning how to shoot our red dot handguns better from Scott, who is the real deal and a very good diagnostic teacher. So we're looking forward to that. Just hoping it doesn't pour rain.
If it ain't raining, you ain't training, man. Come on, get a little wet. It'll be fun.
That red dot stuff will go great when we do the occlusive dot shooting and it's actually
Exactly.
raining. We don't even
Yeah.
have to simulate that shit. It'll be like for real.
Yeah, you can leave your eyedropper in the truck. Okay, so next thing on, I guess what we will categorize as our our a la carte list. Okay, so we talked about law, or talked about research and laws, talked about training, medical.
Yeah. So, TJ and I differ on this slightly. And I understand his viewpoint, which is basically it's hard enough to get you to carry a gun. Asking you to carry a full complement of medical equipment is going to be kind of tough as well. That being said, I personally feel like you are more likely in your everyday life to use medical equipment than you are a firearm. As
I
such,
I agree 100% with that.
yeah, when we were talking earlier today, we were just talking about how it's going to be, maybe if you can't EDC medical and actually have it on your body, at least have it in your vehicle, have it
Yep.
around you. My pet peeve, and the reason I wanted to bring it up in the beginner discussion, is because I see guys come to the range all the time that are new guys to come and practice. And they're not, I don't mean people coming to me like for training where they think, oh, the instructor will have all that covered. I'm talking regular Joes that just roll in there and they don't have a Band-Aid, let alone life-saving, tourniquets or chest seals or any kind of cool guy fancy shit. So if they do make a mistake, they did. So, have a med kit. If you're going to put together a range bag, throw a freaking med kit in there. Spend a whole $100 on Dark Angel Medical. Or, newsflash, go to North American Rescue where Kerry buys all his stuff from for Dark Angel Medical anyway. That's not a knock on Kerry. Kerry will tell you to roll your own kit. If you watch his YouTube or listen to him on podcast, go to North American Rescue and buy the stuff without the cool fancy bag and the awesome Molly pouches and throw it in a Ziploc bag and throw it in your range bag. But do something. Have some med gear with you because that's highly important.
So I think where we differ on this, Kent, and where we did disagree was using medical equipment as part of your EDC kit, right? So you're going out of the house for work. You finally decided to carry a gun. You actually carry it every day. Maybe you've got a backup magazine, which, by the way, you should. Spoiler alert. Maybe you've got a flashlight. You get your car keys, all this other stuff, and now you've got to get in the habit of putting a medical kit around your ankle or on your belt.
Yeah, around your ankle.
Yeah. Kent doesn't go with the ankle holster. He goes with the ankle medical kit.
Hey, man, I got big fat ankles. I got plenty of room.
Lots of real estate.
Yeah.
So that's my stake. Now, I will say this. I am somewhat guilty of that. I do not care. I do not EDC medical equipment. However, in every one of my vehicles, I have a blowout kit. Tourniquet.
I sent you a dart kit, didn't I?
Yes, and I keep that with me. That actually goes with me when I travel for work because it goes in my backpack that I keep with me all the time. So I'm in the airport. Chances are I'm in a place where I'm not going to have my gun on me. Airports. I'm in those quite a bit, guys. It is what it is. But I've definitely got, if I've got my backpack, I've got medical equipment. If I'm in or near my vehicle, there's obviously medical equipment within arm's reach and so forth. But as far as it being on my person, it's every day. It's not a thing that I have. Like I can't just roll up my pants leg and close your chest wound or mine. So that's on me.
Yeah. It's I'm going to be very candid with you. It only works in long pants, obviously, because people are gonna look at you weird in your shorts if you're showing some
They'll just think you're from Florida.
leg, right?
Is that one of them ankle monitors? Yeah, wife crocheted me a koozie for it.
Crocheted me a koozie.
Now you're picturing some Florida redneck,
Florida man
with an ankle probationary, a probation anklet on, and it's got like some knitted like Afghan type blanket around it.
Yeah, but no,
getting that out of your head.
It's one of those things where I've made the step. I've gone full tactical Timothy. I'm all the way there. I get a multi-tool. I get a knife. I got a flashlight. I get mags. I get guns. Why not? Med kit's one more thing. And yes, I actually do EDC all the shit I say. I EDC. I really hate it when dudes like they do an EDC pocket dump and they got like 47 Glock 26s and 26s or 26i, a murder of Glock 26. Anyway, if we've got all kinds of Glock 26 and 20 mags and a rifle.
A flock of Glocks.
Flocko Glocks, yes, a murder of Glocks. So anyway, but medical for sure. If you're new to this, I don't know about y'all, but like I didn't go hunting or fishing or four wheeling or anything else that I did that was anywhere kind of near dangerous without having some med gear with me. So if you got a tackle box with some Band-Aids and shit in it, it makes sense to throw some med gear in your range bag. Rant off.
Okay. Thank you, Kent. So I guess next up, holsters. Let's start there.
So there's this really awesome company called Uncle Mike's. They make
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Not on this channel.
Don't you dare.
Blasphemy.
There's another one called the Serpent or the
Friends don't let friends carry Serpa.
No. So brothers and sisters, Kydex is the material of the future and the present and now. Wear that shit. Get a holster that is made for your gun. I'm being very rudimentary here, but this is a beginner episode. If it says made for a 4-inch semi-automatic, and you're like, well, my Glock's got a 4-inch barrel, so let me go and shove this in here and see what it... No. Get a holster custom molded for your gun. No, that does not mean, and I literally have had this question asked, just so I'm being clear, no, you don't have to take your Glock and send it to the guy to mold. He's got a mold of your gun already, and he can make you one. You just have to tell him what model number you're rocking with. So that's another super duper newbie question. But oh my God, what's your T-Rex arms?
So I've got a couple of different ones. So for everyday carry, I'm all about Tier 1 concealed.
Oh, Tier 1. Excuse me.
Yeah. So now I do have T-Rex arms, but I have their Ragnar. Actually, I have it set up right here. This is their. It's got a leg strap with it, but this is their Ragnarok holster. This is my Glock 19. That's light compatible for my. Again, like Kent said, for the model. This is specifically molded for not only the gun but the light that I carry. So this is a fantastic little rig. Love running this in competition. And, just, for shit hits the fan situations, it always helps to have an outside the waistband duty rig. But for everyday carry, concealed carry, Tier 1 concealed, I carry appendix. Cool thing about Tier 1 concealed, yes, while they are a bit pricey, they're custom made. You can pick and choose your color combinations and all that good stuff. They're Aegis and Axis holsters. They are 2 pieces. One holds the gun, the other one holds a backup magazine. You can get them light compatible, you can get them red dot compatible. But if you don't want to carry appendix, you can separate the 2 pieces and you can carry them strong side and support side respectively. If you're not comfortable carrying appendix style, which for those not knowing what appendix style is, imagine the front line of your body is 12 o'clock. Appendix style is right here. And yes, it does point the gun down at certain parts.
Yeah. So, No qualms with any of that. I run Black Rhino concealment for inside the waistband, strong side. I run Keeper's concealment for inside the waistband appendix, and all my outside the waistband duty type stuff is Safariland. So
yeah, Safariland's a great company. Now I will say pricing, there can be some sticker shock when you're purchasing this stuff.
yeah, buy once, cry once.
True, absolutely. I will say this, I have carried other holsters appendix style that have been less expensive, arguably. Kydex is Kydex to a degree, right? But to a degree.
Yeah.
I won't go to. We'll do a whole nother episode on Kydex.
Fair enough.
But I will say that the tier 1 concealed, as far as carrying appendix style, is the most comfortable. And I'm not just saying that because it's like, wow, this feels like I have $150 shoved in my belt. No, it legitimately is. Like, if you take it apart and you look at just the gun part and compare it to any other Kydex holster I have that I could perceivably carry appendix style, you'd look at it and go, well, what's the difference? It's the same picture, right? As the meme says. But no joke, the tier 1 concealed is the most comfortable appendix rig I've ever worn. That's why I swear by them. And because if a holster is comfortable, you will wear it and you will carry every day, going back to our beginning parts of this discussion.
Body type has a lot to do with this.
It does.
TJ lovingly refers to himself as a 240-pound ginger gorilla. I am a 200 and, well, it might be 270 now. It was pushing 300 for a while, but I'm bigger than him considerably. And to me, the Keeper's concealment holster feels better. And this is where you're gonna have to. Hopefully, you got a buddy with a drawer full of holsters. Like, if you're my buddy, feel free to come on over, because I got drawers and drawers of holsters and trying shit. But
we all do.
Yeah, you're gonna, because TJ could get on here and say the tier 1 is the most comfortable for me, and that's why I swear by it. And you could put it on, and you could be like, "This sucks." And it's just tough because it's a very personal thing, and it has to do with body type. But what I will tell you is, before you just try something and say this sucks and throw it away or bitch about it, these better concealed carry holster companies will work with you and will help you. So I guarantee you, if you called the good people at tier 1 and said, dude, I just cannot figure this thing out, my man over there would run through a checklist with you and be like, all right, brother, what are you using for a belt? Where's your belt buckle? What cant do you have the holster at? Did you adjust the cant? Did you even realize it was cant adjustable? Do you have it high ride? Do you have it low ride? Where, most of these companies make a product that fits most people pretty damn well. And the ones that don't, again, just like training, hit up the Amazon reviews and look for the 1-stars. And there's a lot of 1-star appendix holsters out there too, right? Because people make sucky everything. So I'm just going to go say hi to Vanessa real quick. Hi, Vanessa.
Yeah, of course. Vanessa Kitty. Shout out to Vanessa. She is probably our loyal follower and most active participant in our chats. We love you. So with
she
that,
carries a shoulder holster. Damn, girl, what you carrying that shoulder holster?
Watch it be like a Kunin or something.
Well, yeah, watch it be something that she said, howdy. I just want to know what because she's going to like emasculate us entirely. She's going to be like, I'll carry an 11 millimeter.
Yeah.
They don't make it.
Because 10 millimeters is just too much of a sissy cartridge. But with that, I will say there are some more affordable options out there that are very, very reputable. Other holster brands that I like, Bravo Concealment, if we're talking mainline holsters or big production holsters. As far as, smaller businesses, I got to give a shout out to my man Don at Don's Custom Holsters. You can find him on Facebook. He's actually locally here to me. A good shooting friend of mine. Actually got a lot of the competitions at the local range that I go to started. So I'm forever grateful for him doing that.
She literally said Kunin.
See?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course it's a Kunin.
But with that, okay, so holsters we've beaten to death, I think. Kydex is king in short.
Yes.
Now let's be fair. Are there some quality leather holsters out there?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Galco for one. There's tons of
Simply
other.
rugged. Simply rugged.
Simply Rugged makes good holsters. They're out
Yes.
there a dime a dozen. However, if we're looking at overall thickness and trying to reduce the size of the gun, I'll take Kydex any day because you're talking about, point, was it 0.80, so 0.16, yeah, 0.160 extra thickness to the overall firearm versus almost a half inch because it's about a quarter inch of material on a quality holster on either side of it. So, yeah, be mindful of that.
Yeah, I would say um, revolvers go in leather generally. If you're going to carry a revolver, but also if you're carrying a big end frame revolver or something, we're not talking concealed carry anymore. Now you're just out for a walk in the woods or something. So
Yeah,
there's a place
exactly.
for leather holsters.
Yeah, my
But
brother's got a Smith and Wesson 460 that he's got a really nice Galco. It's actually a chest rig, believe it or not.
hell yeah.
But we're talking an X frame.
Yeah,
You know,
now we're talking
8-inch
artillery.
cannon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is
All right.
artillery at this point.
So you actually brought up a good point. Talking about troubleshooting holsters, but getting onto belts. So here's an example of a really crappy gun belt.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy.
This was literally,
Huffed you.
yeah, this was like a last minute belt purchase that I had to make at Walmart because my other brown belt broke. But yeah, this is just a simple Dickies dress leather belt, not a good concealed carry belt.
Negatory.
Now with that, I have visual aids this time. So I have two other belts. Both of these are from SOE tactical or SOE gear, special operations equipment. Both are versions of their EDC line. This is one of my newest ones. This is in a black multicam, but we can see the rigidity here compared to, I'm holding it up with one. It's bending down, but like that thing's not moving.
No.
Also got a really nice low profile buckle that I like. That's pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, really nice EDC belt from
I'm
SOE
so
gear.
glad you brought visual aids so I didn't have to stand up and take my pants off on camera.
And another one from SOE gear. This is one of their older EDC belts, but see, very rigid, very sturdy nylon construction. This one has the Cobra buckle. This one, I'll be honest, not for everybody because it's kind of a pain in the butt to take on and off.
Yeah.
Because you have to remove this half of the buckle to remove the actual connector piece, to thread it through, and then you can connect your buckle again and tie it back into the other side. It's a bit of a hassle, but I'll tell you what, when this belt's on, it ain't coming off very easily.
No, you could literally like lower a ginger gorilla out of an airplane with some paracord in that belt.
Oh yeah, easily.
If you ever
two or three ginger gorillas at that.
In fact. But yeah, no argument here. Blue Alpha gear for me. Their EDC stuff rocks. Got the Cobra buckle, works good.
So I just got their fold over EDC belt. So it's actually their inner belt.
Yeah.
I've been rocking it for EDC. I've got a video coming out for a review of that belt because it is currently my favorite belt and the one that I have been actually EDC carrying or wearing EDC. Carrying EDC. I've been wearing it all the time.
Yeah. Something cool to note about Blue Alpha gear. If you're like me and you're fat and you're becoming less fat and you'd like to continue that trend, Blue Alpha gear will actually resize your belts for you. So,
yes, and I will note that SOE gear will also do the same.
Oh, cool! Didn't know that.
But they do it for a fee. There is a small fee involved. I think it's like $25, but that really just kind of covers shipping and their time to alter. Because what they do is they actually alter your belt. I mean, that's their policy. It's on their website. I'm just reporting what I read. So
I'm not eyeing about that. I'm just eyeing about. I don't remember if Blue Alpha gear is free or if there's a small fee for theirs as well.
I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah, but look it up. Point being, they do that. Becoming less fat, cute. That is what I'm doing. Vanessa's awesome. Thank God for Vanessa.
Of course. I'm gonna get a mug that says "Thank God for Vanessa."
Yeah, no shit. We should do that.
We should. So anyway, let's talk about belts a little bit longer here. So there's real. I like to put them into two different categories. So one, you've got like your casual wear. So something where this tactical Gucci gear might be more appropriate. Heavy duty nylon webbing, dive rated or dive quality webbing, whatever this stuff is, it's fantastic. But let's face it, if you wear a suit for work, you're gonna look
Yeah.
pretty goofy showing up with a cobra buckle and black, uh, black camo, uh, fabric all over the place. So, if we're looking at dress belts, are there any leather belts that you recommend?
Yeah, Crossbreed. They make a really nice leather dress belt.
I forgot
Matter of
about
fact,
Crossbreed.
they make a real good one. Yeah, I have to.
Galco also for their leather goods. They make the holsters too. Actually, so Vanessa actually mentioned click belts. If I think I know what she's talking about, and if I remember which one she's talking about, they went through like 3 different name changes. So I've heard click belt, next belt, and actually I think a next belt's what I'm wearing right now. And actually, if I remember correctly, I think Blade Tech license they did a license through Blade Tech as well. But yeah, it's fantastic. One of the actually, I'm not going to stand up and embarrass myself, but I will demonstrate because I'm wearing it. So this one has obviously been worn. I've had this thing for years, and it's starting to get that famous leather arc in the back of it. But the cool thing about this is the ratcheting system that allows you, if I can get it in there, there we go. Is it? It's just like a zip tie essentially. Super adjustable, really comfortable. This holds my guns just fine. But yeah, something like this, totally acceptable. And actually, I do wear this as a dress belt too. It's got a nice, fancy silver buckle and all that good stuff. So now when I stand up, my pants are going to fall down. But
You're wearing pants? Was that a prerequisite?
I thought it went without saying, Kent. We've had this discussion.
I'm sorry. I'll do better next time.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
But yeah, okay. So keep that in mind, guys. Now, naturally, if you can get away, like I'm an IT guy, I can wear jeans and t-shirts and hoodies all day. Nobody cares. Technically, you guys are at my office right now, so. But now, even when I go into the office, I'm typically jeans, cowboy boots, and a nice shirt. So I can get away with wearing that kind of stuff. Even the nylon, tactical Gucci gear. But yeah, just know that there's options for everybody. Just like a quality holster, pick a quality belt. I would even argue if you're only going to buy like one holster, you should get several belts. Like you're going to end up with a collection of belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's accessories, All right. Last topic. Guns.
Pew pew.
What gun? If you're new to self-defense carrying, is there a type or model or style of firearm that you recommend?
Yeah, and this one's gonna run counterproductive to the interwebs. Because everybody thinks what I'm gonna say is Glock 19. What I'm gonna say is I recommend a polymer frame striker fire handgun in 9mm that fits into your lifestyle. So what's going to conceal well? Then once we figure that out, which of the myriad of good choices fits your hands well, fits your finger length the best, and can you shoot the best? There are numerous manufacturers of quality firearms: Glock, Smith, Sig, Ruger, CZ. Don't let me forget anything that's good. But point being, a a lot of companies make a quality striker-fired 9mm concealed carry handgun that works well for a lot of people. The mistake that I see a lot of people make is they assume that the smallest gun that they can get is the way to go. Very difficult to learn how to shoot correctly. Just like a holster that's not comfortable and you won't stick with it. If it hurts every time you touch the trigger, you're not going to run the gun. Revolvers are not a beginner gun. The typical nonsense of every girl that goes to the gun shop gets handed a pink-handled Smith & Wesson 442 J-frame. Here you go, sweetie. This is easy because it's only got one lever.
That I hate that.
Just bullshit. Just come to me and like whatever sales pitch. Yeah, I want you to pay me for training. Newsflash. But come to me and I will open my tailgate and it will look like Jesus, John Browning, and Gaston Glock all had a freaking baby on my tailgate. And then it will just be guns galore there. And you can go, oh. And I go, here's a Smith, shield. Here's a SIG 365. Here's a Glock 43. Here's a 43X. Here's a 26. Here's a 19. Here's a 17. Here's a freaking Springfield XDS. Try this shit, is my point. Because if you're not comfortable with it and it doesn't work well in your hand with your grip and you can't conceal it well, you won't. And if you won't, then WTF is the point of everything else we just talked about. So go to a rental range, figure it out, come to a trainer like myself who lets you use guns, but do your homework ahead of time so that you don't. The gun is going to be the most expensive single purchase other than maybe the training, but it's going to be close. But you're going to be pissed if you buy a gun that doesn't work for you and you have to resell that thing very, very soon after. So, get to try your gun before you buy it. And, don't let the gun store commando tell you that just because you're a woman or just because you're small or just because this or just because that, well, here you go, little lady. Here's the one for you. Later, Tater.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about that.
So I'm probably going to make you mad and not want to be my friend anymore when I say this, but if your first gun's not a Glock, you're probably just going to end up in a world of hurt.
I don't.
Now, there's a reason
I say that.
No, there's a reason I say that. Notice I just said Glock, not Glock 19. Reason I say Glock. Simplest manual of arms. Most familiar platform for sidearms on the planet. And plenty of aftermarket support and, features for upgrades and whatnot. For a first gun, it's really hard to go wrong with that. It's simple. It is the AK-47 of the pistol world. Okay. So, new shooters, Glock, I don't care if you get a 19 to 17, a 43, a 48, or whatever other number they're coming out with now that's a single stack 9mm. Just go with Glock. Straight up. And I'm not a Glock fanboy. I know it's hard to hear that after hearing me say that. But I've actually got a video coming out here shortly that, the why I hate the Glock 19, but you're stupid if you don't have one.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. All those points are valid, but I really think if some guy was to
Hey, we're getting a robot voice. Unplug and replug, buddy.
Motherfucker, 1 hour. Just you notice when it's about Glock, all of a sudden my shit don't work.
Can't hear you yet, buddy. Nope, nothing. Pardon us, folks, while we pause to troubleshoot these technical difficulties.
Hello?
There you go. Okay, you're back now. You were disagreeing with my point about, everything.
The minute I start to disagree with TJ, he hits the shut up Kent button, and all of a sudden my stuff goes awry. No, but I mean, just for devil's advocate, if some dude picked up a CZP-10C and a dickload of mags and put good sights on it and whatever else, like he could run that thing forever and it wouldn't be a problem either. So Yeah. Listen, the Glock is the freaking Ford F-150 of the gun world, right?
Except it works.
Oh, shut up. Well, actually, I did have a problem with my truck earlier today, but that's a whole other conversation. Um, but no, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what you're saying. It's just I care more about 9mm Palmer striker fire. For beginners, guns with safeties and decockers and all kinds of fancy levers are probably not the greatest of ideas. Although one argument to be made is you'll never do better than a single action trigger. So there is something to be said there, and probably not so much in the revolver world, and probably not so much in the big bad boy caliber world, at least not at first. And also don't go the other way and grab an LCP2, which sucks. I don't care what the internet says, and I'm mad at you people about it. So leave me alone on my channel about the LCP2.
Your video evidence alone will confirm your statement right there.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
So also, I recommend Glocks for another. So there's another reason I recommend Glocks. You will always find Glock magazines lying around.
Like literally just lying around. Like if you come to Mechanicsburg, PA,
think like world, like think crap hitting the fan situation. Are you going to find a Ruger magazine in a cop car, or in someone's house, or off of the body that just tried to steal all your stuff? I know it's a bit off the deep end to go into prepper world or prepper territory on this channel, but it is ubiquitous. It is everywhere.
I'm just saying the last guy that burgled me used the CZ Shadow too.
I mean, you can't fault him for taste.
No, you're right. You're right. Like it is literally raining Glock mags in Mechanicsburg because I'm here.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, that's what you will get on Slinging Lead Live that you won't get anywhere else. Sometimes your amazing hosts disagree, and that's okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. I still love you, buddy.
I still love you too.
I mean, you did just describe a Glock with your points, but I'm not going to split hairs.
Fine. I love Glock. I am a Glock fanboy. I'm trying not to be, but truthfully, I am the Glockiest of Glock fanboys. I have more Glocks and more Trijicon RMRs than I have common sense. And, I shoot them a lot, and I like them. And I have lots of Glock parts.
Look, I've had the P320. I have a Smith & Wesson Shield 9mm. That's part of. I have that in my EDC rotation. But I've also got I've got a Glock 19. I went away from Glock for a while, and the more and more I sat and thought about it and pondered this, I'm like, you know what? I should just swallow my pride and go back to Glock.
Yeah.
Why have I forsaken you to begin with? I never should have done that. I'm sorry.
They are awesome. Don't get me wrong. And they're a lot awesomer with, slide milling and RMRs and suppressor sights and flashlights and maybe compensators on them. We'll find out.
Of course.
You know what? Fuck it. The whole episode's over. If you're brand new, just go get a rolling special, come to one of my classes, you'll be fine. Case closed.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're 90 pounds and you work in an office where you have to wear a skirt every day.
Yeah, no, but see, I just said go with Glock. You're putting words in my mouth.
No. Nope. The whole thing. Just appendix carry that rolling.
Glock 19, appendix carry, finger on the trigger every time.
Absolutely.
No, no, seriously. I can appreciate what I really hated about Glock was that they never listened to the public.
Oh, I know.
But I mean, at the same time, you can't argue with what they're making. And they have something for everyone. Glock 17s, Glock 35s and 34s. Vanessa, 6'3", you carrying a Kunin, you can carry a Glock 35 or 34.
Yeah.
Get your competition length on. But you've got the super tiny, what was it, the 43? I can't remember which one. I lost track after.
The 42 is the little 380, the 43 is the little 9, and the 43X is the...
Yeah, so the little 9. I will echo Kent's statement with just get as long as it's a Glock and a 9mm for your first gun, you should be okay.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just reading. So anything else for the new people that we missed?
Not that I can think of, but by all means, guys, feel free to leave comments, questions if you have anything. If you feel like we left something out, any topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, by all means, let us know. We'll be happy to do so.
I got one.
So real quick, so Second Amendment Patriot comments that Garland Thumb, I think he means Garand Thumb.
Garland thumb.
Yeah, I bet that's what he changes his name to during Christmas.
Some dude's just wrapping garland around his thumb.
Yeah. But Garand Thumbs carry a Glock 19 Roland build appendix. Guess what? I'll be carrying appendix as soon as my rig gets here.
Yeah, because he's got somebody sent him a slide. Some nice guy.
Yeah, some really awesome guy who thinks all polymer frame striker fire 9mm are equal.
They're not equal. Here, do you want me to talk some shit? Don't buy a Springfield XDS or XDM.
I can't in good conscience support Springfield anyway.
Or XD fucking grip zone anything. If it's made by Springfield, it's the automatic retardomatic, dude. Just don't do it.
Yeah, so I have political differences with Springfield. So yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I have guns at work differences with Springfield. Glocks don't need grip safeties. If they did, Gaston would have put one on there.
Exactly. Anyway, but yeah, you before I interrupted you yet again.
So, I just tried to put myself in the mind frame of a new person real quick, and we've rattled all this stuff off, and it occurs to me that dude's sitting there going, all right, $500 gun, $100 belt, $150 holster. And you're sitting there thinking, holy crap, how do I afford all this and where do I get it all? There are a ton of really good quality retailers where you can get gear on the cheap for. And I think maybe we should close this out by recommending a few of our favorites to get gear on the interwebs so you don't have to pay $1 million. So,
okay. Yeah, Big Daddy Unlimited straight off the bat.
Big Daddy Unlimited. If you check my channel, I've got a link for it's an affiliate link for sign up there. So if you go to any video in my channel, Green Mountain Defense, you can find an affiliate link for Big Daddy for a membership. That's cool. Where else? Well, you've got your right on 15%. So that's cool.
True, but sadly, I mean, at the current time, Right On is not making pistol accessories.
No, fair.
So, we'll
Optics Planet.
Right On won't be mad at me for keeping it, keeping it in the pistol community. We're good.
Optics Planet.
That's a good one. Yep.
Actually, I really like a lot. I like Brownells. Brownells has the Brownells Edge program, kind of like Amazon Prime, but for gun people. That thing's really cool. It gives you free shipping, like free 2-day shipping. It's literally Amazon Prime, but for Brownell stuff. That's $50 a year, I think. That's awesome.
I didn't know about that. That's
yeah. Brownell's Edge. Look that up.
Yeah, I will, because I like Brownells because their shipping's fantastic.
Yeah, and they usually have what you need. A place I've been getting mags a lot is gunmagwarehouse.com. They've got some really good deals on pistol magazines. For a perfect example, the Glock 43X that I just did a review on, I was struggling like hell because they only sent 2 mags, and I need 200 mags for every gun, obviously. So Gun Mag Warehouse was like one of the first vendors to have that new hotness Glock 43X, Glock 48 mag out and available for sale, and I was able to pick up like 8 or 10 of them things.
Oh, there you go.
So that was now
good. The downside is for a lot of for holsters. I mean so the references we listed probably good for belts and like mag pouches and equipment, but with regards to like the holster aspect, sadly going directly to the vendor is really your only option. Now you can go to like Bravo Concealment. I don't know if there are other companies carrying Bravo Concealment stuff, but Bravo Concealment's got fast shipping anyway, and they're very reasonably priced. And they actually also have a lot of package deals. So they have sales on like you buy a magazine or buy a holster and get like a double mag pouch or a single mag pouch for free or so. They do sales like that all the time. But like Tier 1 Concealed, you got to go directly to Tier 1 Concealed for that. A lot of your niche or small business Kydex makers or holster makers, Like my buddy Don, you got to hit him up on Facebook, stuff like that. So just as Kent mentioned earlier, it's all about your frame of reference. Keep in mind that the big box stores of the internet for gun stuff, you're going to be limited with, like, I think holsters is probably the biggest one, and probably belts too.
Actually, I just went to make sure I was correct on this before I said it because I thought they did. Big Tex Outdoors, BIGTEX Outdoors.com. Ike Stevens, he carries a ton of concealment gear on his. He's got Raven, Filster,
Oh, perfect.
Blue Force gear. He's got a lot of quality holster manufacturer stuff up here. And actually, if you hit up BigTexOutdoors.com and the left hand side, there's a drop down for holsters. Holy crap! This is cool because he's got different companies' holsters up here next to each other, so you can kind of compare and contrast, which actually works pretty cool because that doesn't happen all the time. So, give that a check as well. But yeah, that's all I had. I was just thinking, like, we've told them all what to get, but we didn't tell them where to get it. So that's a start. As always, feel free to message TJ. Feel free to message me. Ask your questions. We'll answer them as long as you're not an a-hole.
No, I'll talk to a-holes too. I mean, it's
of course you will. You're talking to me.
As long as you're an educated a-hole, if you come out speaking gibberish and I can't understand what you're trying to say, you'll probably get like a thumbs up or an emoji comment in return. But anyway, with that, guys, Kent, you got any final parting words for us before we cut it off here?
No, guys, just get out there, get training. Don't let the overwhelming barrier to entry feeling keep you from carrying a gun. If it's something you want to do, it's something you can do. And yeah, it's a little cost prohibitive, but it's certainly well worth it. So get out here, please. Let us help you.
Absolutely. Well spoken, Kent. As always, folks, we appreciate you tuning in to watch this show. If you're watching this after the live show, by all means, still feel free to comment, post your questions and other feedback below. We'd love to hear about it. If you have topics or ideas for a future episode, please let us know. In the meantime, guys, God bless you all, and get out and shoot.